NFTs and Web3 were all the rave in 2021 and 2022, but things have kind of changed for 2023. I'm Rosemarie Miller here with Paul Su, the founder and CEO of Decasonic, to tell us what's up with Web3 in 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
So, Paul, really, what's up with Web3? I don't hear anybody talking about it, but you're kind of adamant that it's still very much a thing.
Innovation is still accelerating despite the bear markets. There's less noise for sure. A lot of the battle-tested entrepreneurs and investors like ourselves, we're focused on the substance of this innovation. This substance is healthier, it's normalized towards the innovation cycles, and we still remain committed towards building this technology that will impact our society.
Well, I've heard some people say that Web3 is dead, and I'm seeing things about Web5. Could you talk about that?
We still have a lot of founders in our ecosystem who talk to us. We talk to about 200 founders a week. There's that much deal flow that is being done, on the ground floor. The ideas are still there. The promise and potential of the next generation internet that's user-owned and immersive. A lot of people call that Web3. Jack Dorsey and others call it Web5. I think at a high level, it is about the next generation internet.
And I know, like, the metaverse was deeply integrated into Web3, and Disney, Meta, and Microsoft all shattered their metaverse units. So that kind of makes us wonder, like, what happened?
The prior generation ideas around a virtual metaverse, a gaming metaverse, is still evolving. What is getting us tremendously excited is the recent release of Vision Pro and Apple's Vision spatial computing. It blends in realism with the online communities, deepening our relationships. And so there is a next generation of what's going on for the metaverse. A lot of founders and investors are seeing, Apple's ability to bring mainstream technologies to market. This type of development is, generating a lot of interest for builders.
So could you tell us some examples of mainstream companies that are using Web3 but maybe calling it something else?
Starbucks is a great example. I sit on the board of Forum 3 that they're helping Starbucks deploy their loyalty program. It's NFT and digital collectibles. They enable coffee drinkers to collect passports and other digital stamps from around the world. Loyalty is being transformed by Web3, how brands like Nike or LVMH consider the pre and post-purchase consumer experiences. Another company we're working with is working with CVS on international money transfers from Mexico to the U.S. This is blockchain enabled, and CoinFX is providing faster, cheaper money transfers through working families that do need to service their payments across borders.
So do you think maybe people were too early with the Web3 hype? Like, is that something we should expect to see in the next, I don't know, 2 to 5 years?
A lot of innovations begin with hype, overinflated expectations. That the early adopters get very excited by the promise of the technology. We're in, kind of a second stage of Web3 technology adoption. It does, require the innovators, the capital providers, the founders to come in and build that substance and deliver on that promise. We're just in this natural phase of innovation and adoption that I think is healthy longer term. The promise of Web3 technologies enables transformation of society, and a lot of people we're working with see that potential, and they're building that future.
Mm-hmm. So, well, can you tell me what's on your radar that you think should be on ours?
We're very interested in the intersection of AI and Web3, how this might transform gaming, entertainment, music, commerce, sports. A lot of ideas are blending these two technologies and delivering new use cases that help generate content faster, help preserve IP, help preserve real brands and content from the synthetic AI content.
Mm-hmm.
This is the moment in time today that we're seeing a lot of ideas and a lot of businesses being built around this area.
Okay. So, I don't know. When I think of Web3 and I think of reasons it, in my view, it kind of started failing because things just weren't as decentralized as we had hoped, or maybe decentralization wasn't, I don't know, easy enough for people to catch on to. But in your opinion, why did it, I know you're still in the space, but why did it kind of plummet?
Decentralization is an evolution. It does require failure. Innovation is 95%, 99% failure. It does require pushing the boundaries of what the frontier could be. There are aspects of decentralization that put a tremendous freedom and power into the hands of the user. Sometimes that's a little bit hard to manage. That's a little bit hard to figure out. And so we are in an industry in a state of technology adoption where there's going to be a modulation of how centralized or how decentralized power should work with internet technologies.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing some of the major corporations help with this decentralization, putting power back into the internet users, whether they're underserved communities or even other audiences that have the technical capabilities to manage their own services, their financial
Mm-hmm.
services, their commerce services.
So
And
when
so
I think about,
that's
yeah.
going on right now, and it'll be interesting to see how decentralization plays out over the next few years.
But do people actually care about decentralization? And I ask this because I'm sure you've seen that new social media app, Thread, the Twitter competitor.
That's right.
Yes. And that's
That's right.
obviously centralized, right? But there are other Twitter competitors like Blue Sky, Noster, that are trying to do this decentralized thing, but nobody's thinking about those. Everybody flocked to Thread instantly. I have Thread. I love it. I'm threading. And so that's what I'm wondering. Like, do people really care about decentralization?
I've been in the internet since the early .com days, and a way to consider decentralization would be pre.com. Media is very centralized. We got our information from newspapers and TV networks, and the ability for normal consumers like you and me to create our content, publish it online, and access distribution was just such a foreign concept. Today, with someone like a laptop, an iPhone, and a nice microphone, you can get online and publish your media. The media has decentralized, and at the same time, .com evolved to Web 2. Web 2 provided discovery in a centralized way. It enabled us to find each other and connect each other with our social graphs. And that power shifted back a little bit towards these large entities like Meta or Twitter or TikTok. To see threads launched by Instagram and to provide a new use case for expression, us letting down our unfiltered guards, so to say, having real conversations beyond just the nice glossy pictures, it is another opening of new forms of content. That is connected to a centralized entity, obviously, but over time you may still see decentralization just evolve over phases. And so is society ready to go full decentralization? Maybe not. We'll see how the innovation markets play out. For sure, today in 2023, you're seeing a good incremental step along this longer-term trajectory of decentralization.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.